Hello, this is David William Weissner, and this is another episode of David Speaks. Tonight I want to talk about my childhood and just some of the things that happened. I was a very wild child. I was always in trouble in elementary school. I thought it'd be fun to bring back some of those memories, try to think of them, and share them with you. I had a best friend in elementary school. We'll call him Gary. Me and Gary were the craziest, wildest kids you could imagine. We just had very wild imaginations, and we used to do all kinds of things together that got us both in trouble. I remember one time we broke into the roof. There was like a lock to the floor that goes to the roof, the stairs, and I took a pencil. I didn't pick the lock, but I can get it from the other side, and I moved the little lever, and I picked it that way. Not really picking it, but pushing it, and we both got up to the roof. We opened up the roof. I think it was like in the fall or something, and we got up there and we're running around the roof, and there were tennis balls and soccer balls and all kinds of balls. And for some reason, we decided to take as many balls as we can and throw them down at the people who were walking around at the school, including the mailman who we especially wanted to target. And I don't know why me or him was so crazy. We were just like 8 year olds, but we always got each other very wild. That was one time. Another time, we went down into the basement where the janitor lived and all the stuff's there. And I don't know what we were looking for. I think I was looking for like a Playboy magazine or something, but we found an acetylene torch right in the janitor's quarters in the basement, and we stole it. And this gave us fun for weeks, if not months. We would burn everything, like in my clubhouse, in my home. We'd light it, we put it on, and we'd write our names into the wood, into the fence, and then we would just light things on fire all the time. We'd blow up things with fireworks more than anything. We would um, we would save up all our money for the Fourth of July, and then like a week or two before the Fourth of July, we'd go back. We go up a couple of blocks, and this guy who's I don't know who, just an old guy was there for years. He had all this stuff in his closet, everything a kid would want: bottle rockets and um, rockets, 18 inch, not 18 inch, 18. I don't even know what the names of these things were. It was so long ago, but all kinds of fireworks, everything a heart could desire, and we'd save up like hundreds of dollars during the year to pay for it, and we bought everything. And we would shoot it at cars, and we would shoot it at houses, and at each other, bottle rockets, having fights across the weeds, and we just blow up everything. I had this model battleship that me and my father took like months to build, and we would paste, uh, what's it called? We would paste firecrackers inside the hull of the ship, and we just slowly would blow it up till there was nothing left. And he was even worse than me. He was a fire starter for real. He actually burnt down part of the expressway, all like along the fence, all the leaves, all the trees and bushes along the fence. He burned it down, like a big place of property. And he told me he was lighting the forest on fire, which is just horrible. He made like a torch with the torch, and he wrapped pillowcases around a stick and was running around. So it was just crazy. We were always in trouble. Then I remember in fifth grade, I was talking. I sat next. I think it was picture day, and my friend. I don't want to give her name. My friend, we'll just call her A. She was sitting next to me in this beautiful velvet dress, ready for picture day. So I decided it would be good to glue her to the chair so she couldn't get away. And this was very funny to me. So I took like a whole bottle of Elmer's glue and put it on her chair. And then she sat down right on it. And I don't think she stuck to the chair, but it pretty much ruined her dress. And her mother hated me for the rest of my life and probably still does. But she was a friend of mine for many years. She was a very nice girl. Um, what else happened? Uh, Me and my friend Gary, we would during lunch. That's when we got into our most trouble, because we would sneak out of the lunchroom after we ate. We'd eat fast, and then we'd sneak out of the lunchroom, and we'd go into the the place, the not the orchestra room, the auditorium. We go into the auditorium and we'd sneak on stage, and I'd play the piano on stage, and we'd sneak behind the curtains and play with the lights and whatever we could find. And I don't know, we just hang out back there. It became our little hangout until we got caught. And then eventually I was so bad that they made me eat lunch in my own room with a monitor who was a who was an older kid, like a fifth grader when I was like in second grade, and I had to sit in this little room. But I liked it because he was I thought he was a cool kid, and we used to talk and just bullshit and hang out. And it was a better lunch than being in the loud cafeteria. I don't like loud noises. So some of my childhood. What else did I do? I don't know. My aunt used to tell me this story that I used to throw out my sister's things out the window, like their clothes when we were on a vacation. I would throw out my sister's clothes on vacation out the window. I don't know. There's so many stories. I know in intermediate school, I threw a desk out the window when we had a substitute teacher because I thought it was funny, and I lit off a mat of fireworks, of firecrackers, like this much, like I guess like 500 of them, in a locker, and it went off so loud, and I lit it with a long fuse, and I was sitting in my math class, and I lit it off when it went off, and then this girl ratted me out. She was like, "I saw David Weissner with fireworks," and then they brought me to the dean, and it became a whole kind of thing, and I got in trouble, and my teacher screamed at me, but I just thought it was funny. And I guess it wasn't, but I still think it's funny. What else did I do as a child? I don't know, a lot of really stupid things. I was just wild. I just like to have fun. Most of what I did as a child was sports. I love sports. I love playing baseball. I love playing tackle football. We were just crazy, me and my friends. We were like 11 years old playing with 18-year-old kids, tackling them. They thought we were nuts. We would even wear our plastic little helmets, and we would just go crazy. I got into basketball later on because it wasn't really in fashion until like Patrick Ewing came to the Knicks, and then everyone got excited about the Knicks, and we started playing basketball. Um, what else? Childhood. I don't know. I used to have fun with my cousins. Uh, I had two female cousins. They were a lot of fun. They were cool. And one time, they knew I hated peanut butter. So the older one, the one who was my age, decided to eat all this peanut butter and breathe in my face, and I threw up all over her, which is which is a very disgusting thing if you're her, and a very hilarious one if you're me, because I told her I don't like peanut butter, not to do it to me. So I don't know. It's hard to raise kids. You know, I don't have any children. I was married. We made the decision not to have children for a lot of reasons. You know, some of it, most of it, because we were just two anxious people, and we didn't need that kind of anxiety in our lives. It was just too much. So I have no children. I had, I've had pets. I've had cats, mostly cats, and they've been like children to me. Of course, it's not the same. I understand that, but they're very loving animals as well as dogs are too. Um, oh yeah, when I was a kid, I had a lot of pets. That's a good thing to remember. I had a guinea pig named Spanky. I call him Spanky because from the Little Rascals, because his favorite food was alfalfa, or he chewed on the alfalfa or laid in it. I don't know. I call him Spanky. He was very cute. I would take him out and I would hold him on my chest and he would bite me. Not every time, but he'd bite me a lot. And that wasn't fun. I kept him for about a year and a half. And then, we kept him well. I think he was happy, but I got bored with him. I was young. I was like 11 years old. And I didn't like getting bit all the time. So I brought him back to the pet store. And I guess he got resold eventually. But I had frogs. I had African frogs, Chip and Sally. I had fish. I always had a fish tank. I had a turtle. I had a blind turtle. I had a hamster. Um, I had, and I had dogs and cats. I not all at once, but different at different times. My childhood was full of friendship and animals and just a crazy. It was a crazy life growing up, because I was always in trouble, And I think my sisters got uh, not the brunt of it, got ignored a lot from my parents because I was always the one getting all the attention because of how much trouble I was in. And my mother used to always say to me, I hope you have a kid just like you one day. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, so I win that one. Anyway, that's it for today. Just a short little essay, a word essay, a vocal essay, we should say. I wanted to say a little about my childhood. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great night. Take care. Bye.